Welcome once again everyone as we continue our Justice for Aaron Brady campaign. Now hopefully most of you are aware we've moved on to new focus in Aaron's campaign, something we have touched on numerous occasions before, but something we're going to hone in on now, be very more specific and show the reason why the Brady family have been accused of intimidation during the course of Aaron's case. We have given this a title and it's now showing, and the film is Intimidation, starring the DPP and Garda Síochána. And we will, in the course of the next few videos, go through those that were intimidated by the authorities and show clearly that either Aaron Brady or the Brady family in no way or never intimidated or put any pressure on anyone during the course of the investigation or indeed the trial. One thing I would like to bring the people's attention and maybe bring some focus onto the way I think our judicial system should work. And this comes courtesy of Senior Prosecuting Counsellor in Aaron's case, Mr. Brendan Grehan. And you can see Mr. Grehan there on the screen. He's now actually defending Gerard Hutch in the case. I think it's quite a high profile case that's ongoing now in Dublin. And while Mr. Grehan was on his feet during the course of this case, you can see here where I've underlined, Defence Counsel Brendan Grehan, Senior Counsel for Mr. Hutch, argued that the criminal proceedings are not simply a forum where stuff is put out and that there are always rules against scandalous matters. It hasn't happened very often, Mr. Grehan, but the Bradys agree totally with you here. And over the course of the next 4, 5 or 6 videos, we will show that you are a perpetrator of scandalous matters, Mr. Grehan. Yourself and Mr. Stain, in association with the DPP and Garda Síochána. And those scandalous matters are that you are trying to accuse me, myself, Aaron and my family of something we did not do. And we will show it very clearly. And we will reiterate your words, Mr. Grehan, on each and every video. So thank you for that insight into what our judicial system should be and what our judicial system should look like. So firstly, we're going to just go very briefly. A lot of the you watching there are very aware that Molly Staunton was one of the witnesses, obviously, who gave evidence from her kitchen during the course of Aaron's trial in the Special Criminal Court, or the SCC in Dublin. And we said we're going to show who was intimidating who here. And firstly, I just want to show you some communications that Miss Staunton actually made to Aaron's wife and Aaron's wife's family. I'm just going to pop them up onto the screen there. The requests for friend requests and follow requests, I'm just putting them up there very briefly because I just don't want to show you the picture of the child that's on the screensaver of that phone. And indeed there are more. There's 3 up here beside me, as you can see, and there were other attempts by Miss Staunton to contact our families. And I don't have them at the moment. I do have quite a bit of data stored on drives, and I just don't have them to hand, but they're there for the journalists to see if and when the journalists eventually contact us to see what was going on. So the reason why this is relevant is, obviously, we made no attempt to contact Miss Staunton. So that's a 0 for the Bradys there, no attempt to intimidate anyone, and it shows clearly that Miss Staunton was actually contacting our family, and that might give a little insight into Miss Staunton's mental state. Someone being a star witness, giving evidence against someone in court, and they're actually contacting their families. I think there's questions to be asked there, but that's for another day. And then we come to the situation which we have spoken about on numerous occasions. As Miss Staunton was giving her evidence, and I think everyone is aware of this, but we have to reiterate what happened in the court that day. Miss Staunton lied to the judge and lied to the court when she said she was on her own. She was telling lies. But indeed there was someone in the room with her, a gentleman called Seamus, who slammed down her laptop, attacked her and told her, tell them what you're fucking supposed to tell them. No more testimony. I'm not fucking going anywhere. Now that, under any rules or any law, is intimidation. Detective, Senior Investigating Officer Mr. Mark Phillips was sitting at the back of the court with a number of telephones. He was in contact with Miss Staunton. And I think we can say, without fear of contradiction, Mark Phillips knew who that man was. Mark Phillips had direct contact with the man who was intimidating Molly Staunton. So that's where we stand on the first part of the intimidation. Any of that information anyone wants to query, please contact our social media pages. We'll be more than happy to engage and possibly enlarge on Senior Investigating Officer Mark Phillips' interactions with what happened in the kitchen in New York during the course of Aaron Brady's trial. And we revert back again to Mr. Brendan Grehan, Senior Counsel, who stood up in the court the next morning and told the Irish court system, told the jury and told the Irish people that on Garda Síochána would not be investigating this serious breach of any law proceedings. So I think the score now stands, a score after 10 minutes, intimidation by the authorities 1, intimidation by the Bradys 0. So that's a little insight into what we're going to, the road we're going to travel over the next few weeks. And please continue to follow, like and share our videos. Thank you once again to those people who are subscribing on YouTube. Caroline and the girls tell me we need more subscribers. We're up on nearly 200 and our aim now is to get it up to over 300 before Christmas. Again, it's got to do with the algorithms and how our videos are shared online. So please take the time to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Once again, thank you, and we'll see you again, I think, on Thursday evening with the next showing of the film Intimidation, starring the DPP and on Garda Síochána. Thank you.